Hey guys, this is Martin here from Rip Kodiak. The topic of this video is going to be about dealing with no support from your family members, your close circle, your relatives, siblings, girlfriends, partners, boyfriends, irrespective of what it is. I'll tell you this, and this is facts by the way. I've been on this journey for about 7 years, and I've learned this lesson the hard way so many times. It's the harsh truth of life. You'll actually receive more support and help from strangers on the internet than you ever will from your closest circle at the beginning, initially. And my channel is a prime example of this. I've started this channel 6 months ago, and a lot of you guys from all over the world, man, you guys are so awesome. You're such badasses. You've been so supportive, so encouraging. You have commented so many great positive things about me and on the videos. I love it, guys. Thank you. I take all you guys with all my gratitude. But also, I know from my own life, I have a lot of people in my life right now that are just not supporting me. They just clearly don't give a F about me. And I think a lot of you guys can find yourself in the exact same situation. And how come is this actually so true? And sometimes it is very easy to get caught up in this trap of feeling like a victim. Like, oh my God, the world is against me. Nobody's supporting me. My family members, my wife, I'm starting this path, and it doesn't matter what it is. Whether it'll be, improving your finances, your money, your physicality, maybe you want to get jacked, maybe you want to lose all that weight, maybe you want to improve yourself, spiritually, emotionally, skill-wise, maybe you want to have a better relationship, maybe you want to find the girl of your dreams, the man of your dreams. And it can be really difficult in the beginning when no one's supporting you. It is so difficult. And quite frankly, guys, I will tell you this. Just the fact that you guys are watching my videos, or maybe you're a new viewer, you're one of the chosen ones. And the chosen ones are so far in between, they almost don't exist. We actually contribute to such a small percentage of the society, and it's mind-boggling. So, the fact is, you really have to find that inner power to start, initially. Because no one's going to support you in the beginning. In most cases, this is never going to be like that for you. Or maybe you're one of the few lucky ones. Maybe you had a really supportive dad, mom who always pushed you for your dreams. They were juicing you up, whatever. But for 99% of people, that's never going to be the case. And I'll tell you why that is. And this is not to shit on anyone's family. I'm not trying to really criticize or take a dig on anyone, guys. Because we all, we're all at different phases in our own lives. We all flourish and succeed at different times. And we all come from different backgrounds, right? But the fact of the matter is, and I'm also going to talk about my family here, most people are complete losers. Most people have never achieved anything significant. Unless you come from a really wealthy family, or you come from a family that has standards and they have a lot of discipline and they have a lot of self-development from the very beginning. But most of the time, most of you guys who are watching me, that's not going to be the case. You don't come from that family, most likely. So it's really important when you're just starting out to find that inner drive, to find that inner push, to start your journey and to create that positive momentum, because it's important. It's really important. And most of the time, actually, I found, because when I was younger, I used to care so much about what people thought of me, man. I used to be obsessed with it, about being liked, about being perfect, about being loved by, everyone at my school. And people used to take advantage of me all the time. Because I used to be so nice. I actually used to be fake. Because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be, I wanted to pretend like I was someone that really wasn't, at the bottom of my heart. But I realized, and I actually just came into this realization a couple of months ago, that it's actually a blessing to not being able to fit in. Not being able to fit in is a blessing in and of its own, because you're different. you have a greater purpose in life. Yeah, I 100% believe that. I never talk about religion here or being spiritual, but if you ask me, I believe that if you have really high ambitions and you have really big goals to make a difference, I believe it's because it comes from God or our Creator. I 100% believe in that. That just the fact that you have such big dreams, or you really want to change your bloodline, you want to change your family tree, that speaks volumes. You are destined for something greater. Okay, and it can be really difficult to break free from that environment, which is why I always preach this on my channel. One of the fastest ways you can actually change your life is to change your environment completely. Like I was talking about this one guy who was in my Discord group where he told me about, he's 17 and he really wants to move out because his father is really being a dick. He's not being supportive. He's always nagging him and making him feel like he's worthless. It is very important to get to break free from that environment as soon as you can, because your environment shapes you. Your environment forges you into the person that you're meant to become. Really. So it's really important as early as you can, guys. Change your environment. Maybe it's maybe you have to move to a different country. Like, for instance, me. I live in Poland, but at this point, I lived in Poland for such a long amount of time, and I'm getting a little bit fed of it, quite honestly. Because in my country, success is frowned upon. People are not appreciating success here. There's a good amount of successful people that live here, especially in Warsaw, Krakow, and these bigger cities. But we're talking about such small numbers here, really. And your environment is arguably the biggest determining factor. It's going to ultimately create your life. So that's why I have such big dreams. I really want to, for instance, I really want to move to the US, maybe California or Florida, where I can really network with some high-level people and get in that environment, get in that club, and find that, circle that I can really fit in with. And it's very important, guys. It is such an important lesson. So important. So, at the same time, when it comes to, caring about what people think of you, I will tell you this one thing. I actually got this little comment on one of my videos. I was actually talking about haters, I believe. And this one guy said something brilliant that, I always think about this comment whenever I'm feeling down or I'm getting some hate on my videos or I'm being disliked or people are always, trying to find fault in what I do. And he said something like this. Man, thousands of years ago, people were sailing, people were, scavenging, and people were on these long-ass trips or, looking for new lands. They were fighting saber-toothed tigers, mammoths, right? They were hunting for food. They were always on expeditions, and they were looking for new lands, new opportunities, and they were claiming their own land. They were usually fighting the native people. And that happened thousands of years ago. And now, you're sitting there, you're creating videos, and you're worried that some loser from the internet talks some shit about you on your video. And I was like, wow. And that was that really nice perspective shift, which is sometimes what you need in life. I was being like, damn, that's some real truth right there. Because he was spot on. I can't remember who said it exactly. Maybe he's one of my subscribers. But I love that comment. Such a real thing. Because that's all you need sometimes, You need that perspective shift to be able to realize how grateful you should be for your own life and how far you've come. And this is also very important to all you guys who are already successful, to all of you who are already making progress and you've really surpassed your old peers. You've become successful in every single way. It's really important to sometimes step back and look at the forest. and see how far you've come. It is really important because especially if you're very ambitious like me, sometimes you can get in that little trap, that little hamster wheel when you're always looking for more and more and more. And you don't realize how far you've actually come because you're always comparing yourself to, to the best, to these super hyper successful people. And this is a trap. I'm not saying you should be satisfied. I'm not saying you should be content and be like, be complacent, whatever. No, but sometimes it is needed to like take that, to take that step back and be like, man, I've made some real progress last year. Really, I should be proud of myself. It is so important to have that grace. Otherwise, it's very easy to fall into that consumerism trap, right? When you're always looking for more, you're hunting for more, you're always trying to be better, which is needed, obviously. But don't let this trap you in the wrong way. So, the bottom line is, you shouldn't care about what other people think of you, especially if they don't live the life, or if they don't have the results that you want. And this is my biggest problem with people. We have a lot of people out there who are giving advice, not just in person, but on the internet. We have a lot of people who are, how many times do you guys see these videos? You have these teenagers out teaching you about money, right? They're being like, hey, how to make 10 grand a month. And yet they're not even making 10 grand a month. They're teaching you how to become a millionaire, and they're not even a millionaire themselves. That's so stupid, man. Or you have these people who are telling you how to, get in shape, have, nice muscles, and yet they're not practicing what they preach. They're, 100 pounds overweight. They don't even look healthy. They have no abs. They have a double chin. Like, bro, you know what I'm talking about? And also relationships-wise, there's also a lot of people who talk about relationships, but they don't know what they're talking about. But this goes both ways. I mean, sometimes, especially when we can sometimes catch ourselves in these situations where we're getting a lot of advice, especially when you guys are young. If you're really young, you have all these people that are trying to counsel you. They are trying to be, the judge, the ultimate judge and jury, and they're trying to give you the perfect advice on how you should live your life. I get caught up in this a lot now because I'm in that transition phase. I've elevated so much past my past circle, but now I'm kind of in that, no man's land, that middle ground, where I'm not successful yet to now reach the top, or I'm not successful yet to be invited in the big boys club, but I'm getting there, and I'm getting a lot of confusing advice from people, frankly, from a lot of people who haven't really lived through anything. They haven't achieved nothing significant, and they're they're talking to me about business. I had this one lady. She was, she apparently was a business owner a couple of years ago, and she was talking to me about, oh, you should do this in your business, right? And I just looked at her car, and she drives a beat-up Opel that's missing a window. And I'm like, really? This is the person who's giving me business advice, supposedly, Apparently, it wasn't working for her, but, it is what it is. So, the thing is, guys, you should just go for it, and don't worry so much about what people think of you. And I've said some of these quotes online before, like hate never comes from above; it always comes from the bottom. And I stand for that, man. I 100% agree with that. I've never really, in my own personal life, as I've really started to make progress, I've never ever been hated on by someone who's more successful than me. And when I say successful, I mean successful in all areas of life. Because money is just a part of success, but it is not success in and of its own. There's a lot of people out there who make a lot of money, who are fat, who have terrible relationships. They can't even speak properly. They're very unhealthy. They have nothing going on for themselves, but they live some shitty 9-to-5, and they make 6 figures, right? That's not necessarily a high-value man to me. So, in my opinion, you should be a totally capable human being, right? In every single area. With your fitness, finances, relationships. emotionally mature, right? You need all these things to be a complete human being. So don't worry about what people think of you. Just don't. You're one of the chosen ones for a reason. And so it's also very important to be able to distinguish the difference between valid criticism and hate. And if they if they really live their advice, if they have clear, tangible results, then most likely you can learn something from them, especially when it comes to business, fitness, relationships, etc. But if they're just being, some theorists, right? They just read some book about, I don't know, business, and they claim to be a business, coach. Or maybe, your broke, college friend who's investing in stocks, but he has nothing to show for. You shouldn't be taking his advice. Or don't be listening to that, lady, that, 100-pound overweight lady who's giving you, relationship advice. And she doesn't even have a happy relationship herself. So be very wary and careful of who you're listening to. That's why on my channel, and I've said this in the past, I only really talk about things and subjects I'm actually experienced in. I don't talk about, chopping down trees. I'm not talking about, shoveling snow. I'm not talking about, like how to pet dogs, how to, be a dog trainer. I'm not talking about these things. So be really careful with that. Audit your thoughts and audit your inputs. It's so important. It is vital for your success. So, to wrap it up, guys, don't listen to haters. Don't listen to people who are disliking you. And people who are telling you that it's impossible, just don't listen to it. It is negativity. People are just trying to take you down, And a lot of times the reason why this is happening is because, and this is very evident once you start leveling up, they can actually, when they look at you in your new form, you remind them of what they could be. That's actually what makes them so angry at you. That's what pisses them off. Because they actually know that they had the chance to level up, to put in some effort, some sacrifice, some discipline. But they lacked the follow-through. They didn't do it. And then, when they see you with all the success, they're going to get jealous and bitter and spiteful. They're going to be like, oh, I know. Who do you think you are? So no, don't listen to them. Focus on you. And find a tribe of like-minded people. Like, we have a free Discord group you can join down below. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I wish you a beautiful, blissful, strong day. Bye-bye.